Hello everybody, welcome to August's Tea Club. I'm Shona and today I'm going to talk you through all of our fantastic Tea Club subscription boxes. So we do 3 different boxes, and this August there will be the Flavour Explorer with a summertime theme, as well as the gourmet box and the caffeine free box. So they are all themed with summertime. So we have a summertime theme for August. So let's get started and look at the different types of boxes that we do. So the first one, the Flavour Explorer, is really for those people who are a little bit more adventurous, who want to try something new from our collection. And we have a huge collection of teas, and so it's always nice to try lots of new different ones in the box. The second box that we also do is for people with a more traditional palate who like to try teas, maybe a little bit of an exploration, but mainly they like to have quite traditional teas. And our final group or box is our caffeine free box, which is, as it says on the tin, it's a caffeine free collection. So starting with our Flavour Explorer, so what's in the box this month? We've got a lovely pina colada fruit tea, and peach and orange fruit tea, and our lovely jelly and ice cream rooibos blend. So I'm going to make an iced tea because it's August and we want something nice and refreshing, and I'm going to try the jelly and ice cream, which is delicious, either hot or cold brewed. So I'm going to start off by making a hot tea, and then I'm going to add it to ice. So I've got my brewdini ready, and I'm going to make it a nice strong tea. I like this when I'm icing them, I like to make it quite strong. Now this rooibos is great because they are obviously caffeine free, but they also have a kind of slightly cakey taste. And so with this desiccated coconut, rose and freeze-dried strawberries, somehow it gives it a kind of jelly-like taste. It's quite interesting how it works. So I've put 3 teaspoons of our jelly and ice cream tea into the brewdini here. I'm going to let that brew now for 4 minutes. So this tea used to be called Retro Ted. That's because it's named after Krisi's dad, and Krisi's one of our founders. He used to wear a lot of Hawaiian shirts, and I imagine he probably still does in the summer, so it was named after him, which is really lovely. So we've also got a lovely fruit tea in our box this month, and this is our peach and orange tea, which is a delicious fruit tea. And what's interesting about this one is that it's part of our Vote Back campaign. So if you do want another fruit tea on our wall of tea, then feel free to vote online or in our stores. And this lovely tea contains obviously peach and orange, but also some apple, rose hips, some sumac berries, and some hibiscus. So it's a really delicious tea for this time of year. So our jelly and ice cream tea is now brewed, and I'm going to pop it into a jug, and then I'm going to pour it over ice and then add a little bit of coconut milk to it. So it's going to be delicious, and it's a great one for if you're having a party or anything like that. At this time of year, I know everybody's out in the garden and they want to have something that's just refreshing, but also sometimes they want a little bit of milk with that. So especially for parties, jelly and ice cream is the perfect one, isn't it? So I'm going to pop that in there. There we go. And I'm just going to add a little bit of milk. So here we have our lovely jelly and ice cream tea, and I'm going to give it a try. Oh, that's really good. That is a really delicious tea. Okay, so in the gourmet box this month, we've got jelly and ice cream again, which is another chance for people to try a rooibos tea who maybe haven't tried one before, because quite often people are a little bit reluctant to try rooibos, but it's got such a great, it's very porous, so it absorbs all the delicious flavours, so I think it's definitely worth trying. And then we've got 2 delicious black teas, and these 2 are my favourites. So Violet Cream is fantastic. It's got cocoa shells in there, and it's also got cocoa nibs actually, and it's also got violet, like a beautiful purple colour like violet, and it's got It's amazing. It's a bit like, I don't know if any of you have ever tried those fondant chocolates, the dark chocolates that have got the crystallized violet sugar on top, but with violet cream inside. But I used to have those when I was a child. My mum or my granny used to always give me them as a treat, and this is absolutely like that and really, really good. And the other one we've got is Monkey Chops. Monkey Chops has been on our wall since day one, and it's absolutely delicious. Again, it's another one with coconut in there, but it's also got freeze-dried bananas. As you can imagine, it's also got some lovely sunflowers in there as well. So it's a really pretty tea. And I'm going to try that now with coconut milk, just as a hot tea, I think. Okay, so I'm going to make a cup of Monkey Chops for myself. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. Now, both of the black teas actually have Sri Lankan black tea in them. So let's get my infuser. So this is my infuser basket. I'm going to get a perfect teaspoon of my Monkey Chops tea, and I'm going to brew it for 4 minutes. Just get some water, and this is at 100 degrees. So I've just brewed my Monkey Chops, and I'm going to now add some coconut milk. Now, it does actually have coconut in the tea. Now, I'm a little bit of a stickler for which milk I choose, but you could have this with a dairy milk or oat milk, almond, whatever you fancy. And I'm going to give that a lovely try. Ooh, that's delicious. Okay, so now we're moving on to our last box, which is our caffeine-free box. So let's get rid of the black teas because they are full of caffeine. So we've got 3 lovely teas for you. We've got the jelly and ice cream, which is in all 3 boxes this month. And we've got our lovely pina colada, the delicious fruit tea that's got the rose and the lemongrass and the pineapple and lots of different other things in there, coconut as well. So the last but not least in this box is the Deck Chair Dreaming. So Deck Chair Dreaming is a lovely herbal tea. Now, I don't know about you, but I have always been a little bit of a person who didn't particularly like herbal teas, and the one herbal tea that I particularly wasn't fond of was chamomile. I always found it a little bit boring, but Deck Chair Dreaming is like no other chamomile tea you'll ever taste. So I'm going to make it into a cold brew. So I'm going to take my cold brew bottle, and as it's summer, the cold brew is like a staple in my house anyway. I like to have one cold brew in the fridge and one out for drinking. So let's have a little look. So I'm going to put 6 spoonfuls of Deck Chair Dreaming tea, which has chamomile, rose hip, what else has it got in it? Apple pieces, and it's really kind of a little bit of a fruity taste to it. It's also got some, I want to say linden blossom in it. Let me just check that for you. No, it's orange. Yes, it is linden blossom, hibiscus and orange peel. So yeah, I can see the linden in there, and I've lost count. So you can do up to 6. I think I've done about 4 or 5. So there's 1 for luck. And Deck Chair Dreaming came out when I first started at Bird and Blend, and it came out as part of a collection for cold brewing. So this is actually designed specifically for cold brewing. However, it's such a great firm favourite, and it was a limited edition at the time. And then it came back, and it's now sold all year round as a hot or a cold tea. So yeah, really, really delicious tea. And what we're going to do, and a lot of the time in the stores, we do like to try different cold brewing methods, and we use like fizzy water or lemonade, but I'm just going to use some plain water because I think that you can't really beat it, and it's so refreshing. So I'm going to pour this in, and I'm going to leave this to brew. Now, if I was at home, I'd have this overnight for I just leave it in the fridge door because it fits perfectly in the fridge door, and I'd leave it overnight, and in the morning I'd have a lovely cold brew. Or maybe if I was, if I drank the one the night before, I might do it in the morning, and then when I get home from work, I've got a cold brew all ready for me. But this one is particularly good for cold brewing. So there it is, it's all ready to go in the fridge. I'm going to pop that in the fridge, and then it's ready for me for tomorrow morning, which will be great. So that's all from this month's Tea Club subscription club. And let's see you next month in September, but please follow us on socials, and if you want to leave a comment for us, that's great as well. So I look forward to seeing you again in September. So take care and see you again. Bye.